Alright guys, welcome back to Pap's Tutorials. Today we're going to be looking at Vitebot. So Vite, up and coming foot site bot. It's my favorite foot site bot right now. Absolutely destroyed Air Jordan 1 Maroon drop for me. Had a lot of fun with it, so we're going to check it out together. So just like most bots, Vite has its own dashboard. So we'll go ahead and we'll log on in. When you get in, Vite has a great dashboard. You can see some of the previous statistics from different drops. You can see here that had a pretty good drop. Those Air Jordans, all those failed tasks were duplicate checkouts, which is pretty cool. So look here, you have your dashboard, download, checkouts, account, license guides, manage your subscription, and of course the old logout. So first thing we're going to go to here is the download. So you have your Windows installer. So currently Vite only supports Windows, but Mac support is coming in the near future. So if you go ahead and download Windows installer right here, you will go ahead and you will get Vite on your computer as so. There will also be another folder that is downloaded on your computer that has all of the files that you need to edit to be able to run Vite. So Vite, for those of you that don't know, is a CLI bot. It's a command line interface. It does not have a graphical user interface like most bots do, which does deter some people, but Vite I think is one of the easiest bots to set up in the game, and it's actually kind of fun, and we'll take you through it and you'll see that it's not bad at all, and it's a lot of fun to run. So when we download Vite, you'll have your icon here, you have a folder. It's labeled Vite tasks. One of the first things that you're going to want to do when you download Vite and you have these task files, you're going to want to right click on it and you're going to want to select, let's see, where is it? Give access to specific people and then give access to yourself. So Vite wants admin permissions to be able to open and edit the files within that file. As soon as you share it with yourself, as weird as it sounds, it takes care of that, then you're all good to go. So when you download Vite, we'll go ahead and we'll open this guy up. You will have 4 files that you'll need to configure to go ahead and set things up. So you have your configuration file, which you'll put in your key and Discord webhook, all that kind of stuff. You have your profiles, self-explanatory, proxy, self-explanatory as well, and your tasks file. All right, so if we go ahead and load up our configuration file here, minimize that shit. So you go ahead and you replace here with your key. We have our default delay of 3300. I don't touch that. And then you'll see here that Vite has support for 2CAPTCHA, CapMonster, and anti-CAPTCHA. So if you have third-party CAPTCHA solvers that you would like to use, you can use them right there. Vite also does have support for AYCD autosolve, which is great. This is what I use. This is what I recommend. Just doing autosolve locally on one of my Gmail accounts does a job. Typically only have to solve like maybe 1 or 2 CAPTCHAs for the entire drop, which is great. Simultaneous caption windows, I keep that as default. Discord webhook URL, this is what you put in so you can get those notification checkouts or the checkout notifications. And then you'll see here that we have a setting for restock tasks run for X minutes. So Vite has an insane restock mode. And as of right now, it's the fastest spot at picking up restocks on foot sites. So this setting right here, you can determine, okay, how long those restock tasks are going to run once they pick up that a restock has occurred before they stop. So 3 minutes is a pretty good number. Keep it at that default, and then I keep enable experimental features as false. All right. So once you have everything set up, don't forget hit file and save. Make sure that you have those admin permissions. You should be all good to go. And you have that file saved in there. Profiles, pretty easy. Basically just AYCD export. Export your profiles in Vite format. Vite is supporting AYCD. You just drag and drop it right in the folder, replace this file, good to go. Proxies as well, just your standard text format or text document. You just go ahead, copy and paste your proxies, then you put them in there. So Vite doesn't have proxy groups like most bots do, but it doesn't matter. And to be honest, and Vite actually prioritizes certain proxies over others based off of how well they perform on foot sites. Then you guys will notice that when we load everything up, Vite actually does a quick little run through and validate your proxies and make sure everything's all good to go. So the nice thing is, as well with Vite, is you can run multiple instances at the same time, and I'll show you guys how to do that here in just a little bit. But you can kind of separate proxies by instance if you'd want, or you just go ahead and paste them all in there. Either way, you can't lose. This last one right here, our tasks folder. This is the big one. This is the one that you actually have to go into and edit these documents and modify, make sure you set up properly. So there's a few different ways that you can do it. If you go into Vite's website here, you'll see that we have the guides, which will take you to right here. Vite has an insane documentation. It's great, super thorough, takes you right through everything that you need to do. And it'll even help you edit your tasks. So you'll see here that, I believe on this page, that they recommend using a CSV editor to edit your task file. So you can totally do that. What I like to do is I just take this task file and I just uploaded it to my Google Drive. I'm more familiar with the Google Suite, so I just have my tasks file just uploaded right here. So if we go ahead and we open this guy up, I have my task set up for the upcoming Cool Gray 11 drop on Foot Locker. All right, so you'll see here SKU put in sizes. If you want to do a random size, you just go ahead and put random. If you want to do a size range, like how I have, I put a size range there. Quantity, that's how many pairs of shoes you want to check out per task, so you want to keep that as default as 1. Website, you want to make sure that you put exactly what they say on the guide. So whether you're running Foot Locker US, Foot Action, East Bay, or Champs, Kids Foot Locker, Foot Locker Canada, you want to make sure that you have your exact lettering and capitalization right here. Under profile name, you can dictate specific profiles that you have uploaded into this folder of Vite. So if I wanted to do one for like my regular profile, have it named OG Foot Sites, I'll just have it just like that. So correct spelling, spacing, capitalization, all that kind of stuff. Cool thing that Vite supports is what's called Smart Profile. So for your instance, you have your profiles loaded up and you run Vite, it's going, and once a profile checks out, it'll stop prioritizing tasks for that profile because you can only get one per drop. You'll start getting PV'd, so Vite will start prioritizing other tasks over the profile that has already checked out, which is really great. So it's a great way to kind of monitor and make sure, because especially with the CLI bot, you can't stop tasks once you start them. It's just go and just watch the matrix unfold before you pretty much. So that's a really nice feature. I really like that. Mode, release, always keep that at release. And the max amount of tasks that they recommend per instance is about 2,000. So the nice thing is that when you're all done with that, you can just hit File, Download as a comma separated values document. I can show that in my folder. Just drag it up over here. So now I have my tasks. So all I need to do, and I'm going to go into my true Vite instance, is I'm going to rename this to just tasks. Drag it, drop it, place file in this destination, continue. Perfect. Open that guy up. We have our tasks right there. So perfect. All right. So that's pretty much all you need to do to set up Vite. So you can download, if you go back to the desktop, if you go back to your dashboard, you go to the download section, you can download additional data folders and think of each folder as a separate instance. So most Vite users, you can run 2 instances at a time. So if you download another data folder, you can have another instance right there. So I have my instances 1 and 2 right here all set up and good to go. So you can get creative with how you want to separate these instances. It's recommended that if you are going for the same sneaker across multiple foot sites, let's say if you're going for the men's sizing of the cool gray 11s, keep all that across all foot sites to one instance, and then GS sizes to another instance. So good way to separate it. You can have multiple rows of tasks within an instance. It doesn't have to just be one, like how you saw from mine. But when you're ready, you're all good to go. You want to run Vite, you go ahead and you just right click on the folder, click run folder using Vite, hit yes, and then you watch this guy load up. So you'll see that as soon as you load up Vite, it's going to check for updates. It's going to make sure that your profiles are formatted properly, your tasks are formatted properly, same thing with the proxies. So if everything's loaded properly, you're going to get this nice green status here letting you know you're all good to go. And then it's going to show here that I have my AYCD AutoSolve input set up in my configuration file. So it's going to use AYCD AutoSolve. It's not going to use anything else. It did a check on my proxies. 198 out of 200 prioritized. Everything's all good to go. You can press enter to start. W then enter to check your Discord webhook. Control C to exit, or you can go ahead and exit out over here. Cool little design right there. Current version. So if I hit W enter, get a little test webhook. I have my do not disturb on right now, so it's not going to show up, but it definitely works. And let's say I wanted to go ahead and run my other instance as well. Just right click on it, run that folder using Vite, hit yes, and we got my second instance. So see on my second instance, 6 profiles, 2,000 tasks, 6,000 proxies, everything was validated, all good to go. Running a performance test. All these proxies are pretty old, so it's probably only going to be a couple hundred that actually get validated. But that's pretty much it, guys. Just set up, plug and play, all good to go. So if you want to run Restock Mode, all you got to do is go over here, Restock. You're going to change from release to restock in the task file, and then you can even just put US foot sites, so it can monitor all US foot sites, and the restock module absolutely just goes insane. So it's really cool. So once you have everything set up, all good to go, you're in the Discord. Ryko will at you when it's good to start tasks, making sure everything's good. You just pay attention to your Discord just like how you would with any other drop. If there's any information that you need, and you're all good to go. So thanks, guys. Hope you enjoy using this bot as much as I do. It's absolutely insane, and we should have a really, really fun cool gray 11 drop. So thanks, guys. Have a good one.